Hey, what's up, guys? Justin here with North Georgia Unit Flippers. We're at the Rage Room right now, which is where most of the glass goes, that comes out of our units. But I've had some questions about how do you get started storage flipping. Now, since we own this business, we don't flip every single day. There's other content creators that do really great content and they're buying units consistently every single week. But I'm just going to give you the 5 things that I knew that we needed to do when it comes down to start flipping storage units. So number 1 is you have to understand what storage unit flipping is. Essentially what happens is people who are renting storage units, they don't make their payments anymore, and after about 90 days, depending on which state you're in, the auction can take place. That's when the storage facility can either do an in-person auction, which is a lot harder to find now since COVID. So most of them have gone to the online platforms, and there's a bunch out there. There's Storage Treasures is the one that I use the most, Locker Fox, storageauctions.net. Those are the 3 predominant ones that people will use, right? So understand that when you're doing these storage unit flips, it's not just something that you just click and buy online. You have to go through an auction process, and some of these auctions can be anywhere between, I've seen some at 3 days when they start and all the way up to 28 days. So just understand that you're going to have auctions that do cancel, that will even cancel when you get there. I've had one that we went to, and it's so frustrating that I drove over an hour and a half to get to it. I called them before I left. They're like, yeah, trust me, it's still good. You can come out here, pick it up. And I get there, they're like, oh, the tenant paid their late fees. I'm like, holy shit. It was very frustrating, right? So understand, again, what storage unit flipping is. It's getting people's stuff that have gone to auction because they didn't pay for it. Now, some people could see it obviously as a negative, kind of business, like, man, you're stealing people's stuff. Look, here's the thing. When people sign up for their storage unit, they are signing an agreement that says, if you don't pay your shit, we can sell it. And that's what happens most times. So understand that. Number 2 is understand the amount of work that actually goes into it. Watching a 30-minute segment on A&E, and even sometimes watching content creators where they're just like, it's quick, fast, and easy. They're only doing that to make a quick, fast video, right? And that's what we do too. We edit our videos. Some of these, units can take hours and hours and hours of actually going through the boxes. And typically what you're seeing is the front end of the business. So please understand that with my channel and other channels, that the stuff that you're seeing with us is that it's all the front end. You're seeing us go through the box. You're seeing us find the stuff at the same exact time that you're seeing it, right? That's really our initial reactions for it. What you don't see on the back end is getting all the stuff loaded on the trailer, getting it home, unloading the trailer, sorting the items, going through it, creating the listings, whether it's on Whatnot, eBay, Facebook, whatever the case would be. There's a lot of work that is actually being done when it comes to storage unit flipping that you will not see at first. Okay, so just understand that when you're getting in this business, there's a lot of work. For a unit like we just had, our 5x10, it took me about an hour and 20 minutes to actually go through it. I think the video is going to be about 40 or 50 minutes total. So I like splitting videos into 2 20-minute videos. So it'll be 2 videos that comes out with it. But the drive there is an hour and a half. Going through the unit's an hour. Loading it's another 20 or 30 minutes. So you're at 3 hours already, another hour and a half to drive home, 4.5 hours. Then to go through and sort everything and research, and that can take 10 to 15 hours for a 5x10 unit that has a bunch of stuff. Again, getting the things listed up. So you're looking at over a day's work, 24 hours. If you do 3 8-hour days, that'll do that. So just understand that it is a lot more work than you will anticipate. The next thing, I kind of touch on this, is you have to have an outlet of where to sell this stuff. We typically have 3 different piles or 3 different areas. Number 1 is trash. So when we go through stuff and it's just trash or useless stuff, obviously we just want to throw it away. The donate pile is just stuff that might have some value, but we're just going to kind of donate it. If we have units with tons and tons of just generic clothes, we'll do our yard sales every couple months, which is the dollar yard sale. So we just put it out there. If people buy it for $1, great. But if it doesn't, that's going to go into our donate pile. And then obviously the third pile is going to be our sell pile. And even for that, that's kind of broken up into subcategories for us too. Is our first category is where most things go to sell is our Facebook group, which is Justin and Ashley's Bargains. We have over 500 people in there now that are kind of in the local area, but we do ship to people in there. But we will list stuff inside that group to sell it first, just to get it to people who get free access to our group. It's not a paid group or anything, but sometimes we just have stuff that we know we can sell to our local people quicker and faster. After that, we'll typically list on eBay. If there's other things we research that I know don't sell well in our group just because they're higher value, we'll list it on eBay and get that out. And the other group is Facebook. There's other things after we try to sell in our Facebook group, we'll sell on Facebook Marketplace as the third option if it doesn't sell in our Facebook group. If it's not really eBay listable, it's like something I just don't want to deal with shipping, we'll list it on Facebook Marketplace. So again, number 3 is make sure that you guys understand that you're going to have outlets to get rid of this stuff. And we also have a thing too that we don't want to just hold on to and hoard people's stuff. So we will use those dollar auctions in our Facebook group. We launch most of our stuff for $1. We do $1 on almost every item that goes on eBay. Even some of the items that sold for hundreds of dollars, we started it off as $1. And we'll let the market decide how much they want to spend on it. And then again, our dollar yard sales, like where everything's $1. And we did about $750 on our last one, and that was a pretty good day to do that. So you have to understand how to get rid of stuff. Number 4 is knowing when to let go. This is a hard thing for some people, and it's hard for me sometimes when I have stuff that I'm like, man, this is going to be valuable, and I have a set price on it, and it doesn't sell at that set price, and you can lower it down. I've had things that have had value, but just they were not selling no matter where I put them. So again, like we had a little love seat in one of our units that we had for like $100, didn't sell, and we just drop it down to $20 all the time. But then it got to a point where even at like $10 at our yard sale, it wasn't selling, and this was like 2 or 3 months. And so if it's taking up too much room, it's not selling after 2 or 3 months, I put that thing up for $1 and someone bought it and got it out of here. So for me, after 2 to 3 months, and that's an extremely long time, because we want to constantly be getting units and bringing in new inventory, right? And you have other great creators that they get tons of units every single week, and they're kind of the same way. They're just looking for those really good gems, and they're trying to get the rest of the stuff out quick. So just have a hold pattern of how long you're going to hold on to something before you just get it gone, and get that little bit of money in there, because a little bit of money and free space is better than no space and no money, right? So number 5 is do your research. I'm meticulous with almost everything I bring in. One of the most recent things we sold was from our elephant unit. It was the last video or one of the videos, and it had a 2-foot tall Hello Kitty little they call them greeters. And I know Hello Kitty kind of has a market, but I wasn't as aware of how much the market really was. I sold that thing. It sold, I think, for about $325, $330, and I would never have guessed that it was worth it. I was going to put it in the dollar yard sale a lot, but again, I like getting things and going through it. So that's why I say maybe my meticulous going through things is different than other creators, but I'm sure it is. We all have our own individual ways that we do things, but my way of going through it is I'll research pretty much damn everything. Even if I'm like, I don't know what this is worth, and going to find out it's selling consistently on eBay for $15 and I would have listed it for $1. You have to understand that you're going to spend time researching and going through things. Now, there's a bunch of crap that you pull out and you're like, oh, this is just dollar yard sale. That is gonna happen. It's very easy to see that. But if you have something that you're like, I don't know, this might be worth something, or let me look into a little bit more, put it in a separate pile and actually do the research. Find out what is selling and what you can do to make your money back on your unit, and then get in the profit. So those are the 5 things that you absolutely have to know before you get into storage unit flipping and being able to do this business well. Find time. You can do it part-time. Trust me, you guys can do it. Just be consistent with it. Be consistent with how many items you list a day on eBay, how many items or boxes you go through every day if you have it. My minimum that I try to go through and list is 20 items minimum a day on eBay, and get that up. And it can be time consuming. Takes close to maybe about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. because I'm just really good at getting eBay stuff up now. But just know that you're going to have to put the time, the energy, the money, and the effort into it before you start getting to the storage unit flipping and just thinking it's the easiest thing in the world. So anyways, guys, good luck. Follow us, like, comment, especially if you guys want more training stuff or more just knowledge and I can give it to you. Just comment what you would like to know about and I'll create videos for you guys and be able to do that.